I have got 5 ways for you to change your mindset today, no BS. If you don't know me, my name is Michelle Mahoney. I have struggled with anxiety and depression since I was 12 years old. I used to cope with it in ways that are not appropriate and not okay and not safe. But with the progression of my life, therapy, and lots of research, I have learned ways to calm my anxiety and not spiral out of control and take it out in a way that is not healthy or safe. So I want to share that with you today. So if you have any of these struggles, stick around. Okay, first, let's start with a little story time because I bet I am not alone in this. Have you ever had that moment where maybe you said something or did something in a group of people and then almost immediately regret what you said or did? Then you sit there and think about what everyone else thought about that moment for you. And even if you tried to redeem yourself by apologizing or doing something else or laughing it off or whatever, for whatever reason, it's just stuck and people's expressions on their faces made you definitely feel like, ooh, I definitely messed up right there. Shouldn't have done that, shouldn't have said that, whatever. So the moment passes, you try to move on, go through the night. Sometimes you can go through the night if maybe you are, let's just put it out there, maybe intoxicated, the drinks are flowing, things are going, whatever, maybe you can push it aside for the moment. But then the next day, the spiral happens, right? Sometimes for us, the spiral can happen right away. Sometimes it happens the next day, depends on what's involved, okay? I'm just putting it out there, being real here, okay? For me, recently, something like that happened, and my spiral didn't happen until later because the drinks were flowing, okay? So I was able to get myself out of the spiral initially, but then the next morning comes, not even that long, but the spiral starts happening, okay? Oh my gosh, this person thinks of this way. This person, their face said it all. This person's going to hate me. This person doesn't want to look at me anymore. This person doesn't want to hang out with me anymore. This. Thoughts are flowing and going crazy. And all I can think about is how that's it. I messed up and these people aren't going to like me anymore. And just because that one person thinks one way, she's probably going to get everyone else to think that way. Or he didn't like what I said and now him and his whole family aren't going to want to hang out with me or whatever. Like, I don't know, but if you have anxiety, you know, right? The thing, your brain just goes to places that are so far beyond what actually happened that you spiral into this person thinks that, this person feels this way about me now, this is over, everything's over, I messed up, I'm never gonna drink again, I'm never gonna do this again, I can't go to parties anymore. Like, the anxiety is real, and I know because I've been there and I do it. So what I want to show you is some coping strategies that I have learned along my journey to help you get out of that spiral mode. And there's 5 of them. You may not be able to use all 5 depending on who you are. You may be able to use all 5, or maybe one works better than the other. Regardless, here's the 5 tools that I implement to get my anxiety under control and back to baseline, okay? The 5 secrets that I'm sharing with you is your 5 senses. When you're in a spiral mode, the best way to bring yourself back down and to your presence is to think about your 5 senses. You can start with whatever. I like to say if you have like a piece of gum or a mint or something in your purse, pocket, whatever, that is where I would like to start because immediately it gets my senses of my taste involved and potentially smell at the same time, right? So you got that going. So if you get the gum going, the mint going, you're sucking on the mint, you're already changing your thought process to now even just getting that piece of gum or that mint. So you're already directing your attention from your brain and your spiraling to an activity that's going to help you derail that, okay? So that's the initial start. Let's say you don't have any of those things. Smell is also one that I can go into right away, right? Say there's flowers around you, even your friend, someone's cologne, a book, whatever. Smell what's around you, right? Smell the aromas. And if there's anything near you that you can go and smell, definitely another trigger for your brain to now focus on that, okay? Again, not all of these are going to be in the situation that you're in. That's why there's 5 of them and there's different ways for you to activate them, right? Listening. So if you're in a crowded room, so say you're spiraling at that moment that thing happened, maybe you zone right in on the music that's playing in the background, or maybe you zone in on someone else's conversation, or maybe you make a phone call anything to get that hearing activated and stop thinking about the thing that you're thinking about and moving on to something else to settle your brain, okay? The next thing is feeling. Maybe you have someone around that you can hug, or you can squeeze your hands together, or there's a napkin around, or there's a glass to drink from, anything. And the last one of all, of course, is see, right? We're seeing something. So obviously in this situation, the seeing is not helping me, right? Because I'm seeing the people that are maybe mad with me, or I'm assuming that they're mad with me. So I could definitely direct myself to somewhere else, maybe go look in the mirror in the bathroom and talk myself down that way. Maybe I could look at something that's pretty over on the other side. Maybe I can go start looking at pictures of my kids on my phone. Something that's gonna divert your attention away from the current spiral, okay? So you wanna use either all of these, some of these, one, it doesn't matter what combination. The goal is to get you to stop that spiral mode and move into, it was just a moment, and I'm sure no one else is thinking about it the way that you are. So here's the caveat to all of this, okay? When something happens to us personally, or we feel we've made some kind of mistake or said something wrong, or however you are in, whatever your situation is, we are always thinking about that situation more than anyone else around you, because we're human and we all care about ourselves deeply, and we really don't care about everyone else as much as we care about ourselves. It is just the scientific facts, okay? At the end of the day, I'm worrying about everything about myself. I'm worrying about if I'm hungry, if I have to go to the bathroom, if I'm going to take a shower, what do I have to do when I get home, what I have to do for work, what do I have to do for my friendships or my relationships, or what. It's all about me all the time. And guess what? It's like that for everybody else. So I'm gonna stop and have you do an exercise now and think about a moment where somebody else that you know really messed up big and you still think about it to this day and it still bothers you. I'll wait. Right? It's probably taking you a little bit to think about that if nothing has recently detrimentally affected you. Because when it comes down to it, I'm really not worrying about what other people's problems, because I have so many things of my own going on, right? So moments happen, and sure, maybe people talk about things that happened, or, maybe it even goes on for a few days where other people are talking about a situation, right? But at the end of the day, those are just tiny moments in those people's lives, and they're not perseverating on what you did or said all day long. And guess what? Even more so, if there is a particular person who is so down on you about whatever mistake that you made, now you really have to take a step back and be like, wow, what's going on in your life that you are so worried about what I did, right? So when you picture it this way and you have what we call self-reflection, you can start to conceptualize things in a whole different manner. You start to understand that whatever little blip happened, no one else is probably thinking about it the same way that you are, number one. And number two, no one cares at the end of the day, right? We all make mistakes and we all do things. And yes, sometimes mistakes can be devastating and really upsetting, and they may take a little bit longer, right? But when we're in an anxious situation that is something right in the moment, that spiral moment, these are ways that you can get out of it so that you can go and move on and get to the next place of your day or of your schedule, right? So when moments happen like this, like maybe at work, or maybe at a social gathering, these are times when you need to get out of that spiral mode so you can move on with the night or get yourself out of the situation and get out of there. But you can't really focus on that if you're spiraling, right? So I want you to try these techniques, or if you already find that you use these techniques and they are super helpful for you, definitely let us know down below. We are definitely interested in hearing what you have to say. When I focus on my 5 senses, and this is what I used to tell my students all the time, you can really get yourself out of that mindset and get back to, I am okay, I'm safe, and I'm supported. I really hope these tips are helpful for you. I know that they've worked for me, and my goal here is really to help you set your mindset. The goal here is to change your mindset for the better so that you can live a more peaceful and productive life. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to be on my weekly newsletter, definitely the link is down below so you can sign up for that. And if you have any questions, I would love to answer them for you, so definitely drop them in the comments down below.